Welcome to the Movie Pick, where my dad and his co-host do a deep dive on their favorite movies and all the things they love about them. Hope you enjoy this week's Movie Pick, recorded in Jet Studios, and give us a rating, but only if it's a good one.
All right, so Jared, thank you for that intro. Always like what he does that one. But usually I like to read a quote to start the episode off of. And your son, Wesley,
Yes.
is a big fan of this show,
Yes, he is.
which makes me just feel good.
He may be your number one fan.
I know. Landon's wife, Katie. Katie's a big fan, so he's got some competition. We'll have to get him some shirts. Maybe have a trivia night with just them, just on the episodes. But either way, your son Wesley, big fan of the show.
Yes.
So with that being said, I wanted to give you something. If you will just read that very first line right there.
We can stay up late swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm fixing waffles.
Boom, Wesley, that was for you. Dad
People love that.
Dad got to do the intro. That's exciting. Barry, thank you. First off, before we even get started, thank you for being on here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
I've been looking forward to this.
Yes, yeah. So it's 2001. That's the year we're going back to.
Yes.
25th anniversary of Shrek
Yes.
is this year,
Amazing.
which is crazy.
Makes me feel very old.
Yes, yes. Well, you know what it's made me? I mean, since I've had kids, the number one thing that a year has made me feel is like a year is nothing.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you.
Like, I used to think, when we were kids, I would think, even just waiting 3 weeks until Christmas break
Sure.
or whatever you might be waiting, or your birthday, felt like the longest.
Yeah.
One of the longest was when I was 15 and almost turning 16 and getting the license.
Waiting on that driver's
Oh,
license. Yeah.
That was brutal.
Sure.
And you had to wait, I think, like a year and a day.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't even like a solid
It's the
year.
worst day ever.
Oh, yeah. It was terrible. And I failed my learners the first time I went, so I had to wait too. But we're going back to 2001.
Yeah.
And you did not look up the World Series winner on this.
I did not. I wanted to be surprised.
Yes, it was a good one. It was a classic World Series.
Okay.
Diamondbacks beat the Yankees.
I knew the Yankees were in it. I
Yes.
couldn't remember if they won it that year. I knew they were in it, but
Well,
the Diamondbacks.
just
Okay.
about every it feels like every World Series from like 95 to like 01
Yeah,
involved the Yankees somehow.
somehow.
Yeah, yeah. So whether they won it or lost it, they were there.
Yeah.
But that was the winner this year. This is our first 01 movie,
Very
which
good.
is fun. Yeah. The release date on this one, May 18th,
Okay.
2001. And I'm just going to ask you right off the bat. It had a 7.9 IMDb rating. What's your feelings on that? Because that's us, the people.
That is us, the people. Yes. I think we, the people, were close. For me personally,
Yeah.
I probably would have been a little over 8.
Yeah.
I think it's a 8.182 easy.
100%.
7.9 seems a little low to me.
I was actually aggravated when I saw that 7 number in front of it.
Yeah. Especially for 2001, Barry.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Sure.
Like I was,
Sure.
And we'll get into that different perspective
Yeah.
now
Oh,
as a
yeah,
dad
yeah.
and a lot
Yes.
older.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
But I think that would have been a little low for me in 2001.
Yeah. Yeah. So you like to tease me about the School of Rock episode I mentioned. I felt like there could have been like 10 minutes cut off.
Yes.
And I'm a big runtime guy. Like it's
Yeah.
one of the first things I look at
Yeah.
on a movie, and you like to mess with me about
I
that.
do.
So this movie was an hour and 33 minutes.
Yes.
Personally, perfection.
They didn't waste 13 seconds.
There
this was perfect.
Yes. Like there was not a scene that was like, get rid of that, or there was not a moment where I'm like, get rid of that, or it wasn't like there was any characters that I felt like did not get fully fleshed out.
100%. And I think a lot of movies, to your point, you're big on that was 8 minutes and 12 seconds too long. When and not to get in spoiler alert on a 25-year-old movie, but
Sure.
the wedding scene at the end, like they wrapped it up quick and easy. Like
Yeah.
they could have drugged that out. It could have been this.
They
whole
could have
thing.
elfed.
Yes, they could
Yeah.
have elfed.
Yeah.
And they did not. And I think it was perfect. Like you say, just the
Yeah.
way they did it was
Yeah,
just
because
about right.
and if you don't get that reference, Elf, the ending of Elf just lasts way too long.
Yeah.
Like once they get to the singing and the Central Park and all that stuff, the
You can
the
keep
ending,
the park scene.
yeah, it drags on. I usually actually turn it off at that point, or I just check out. Like mentally, I'm just checked out by that point.
Yeah.
All the good stuff has happened. I do like the very end when it shows him back at the North Pole
Sure.
with Bob Newhart. But anyway,
Yes.
another movie. So what are your first memories? What are Barry's first memories of Shrek? Or do you remember your first
I
memories?
do remember my first memories with Shrek. So I was 19 at the time, living on my own. Well, living with my best friend at the time. We
Sure.
had a single wide trailer.
There you go.
I remember watching Shrek and just immediately thinking, this movie was made for me. Like,
Yeah.
this movie was great.
Yeah.
And as a 19-year-old, when you first go into an animated cartoon, I don't know.
Right.
It doesn't fit the cool factor of what I'm going for at this age. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Such a good movie. Of
Yeah.
course, Mike Myers was in his prime at
100%.
that point,
Yeah.
so that was the appeal, I think. And, we'll get into that. Eddie Murphy's a legend, but yeah, this was right up my alley of corny, good humor for me at 19 years old, for sure.
And that way, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. That was the appeal.
Yeah.
Right? Like there had been some animated movies with good cast already.
Sure.
Like Toy Story had a great cast.
Oh, yeah.
But there was something different about this one. Tom Hanks, Tim Allen did not feel edgy. Shrek, I mean, these were, I mean, this is Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not the guy you think of with a PG-rated family movie.
No, not at all.
And neither was Mike Myers.
Sure.
Like his previous movies were not, so all of these people that were kind of as the main billing, the main advertisement that we saw for the movie, they were not the ones that you would think of with like, that wholesome family
Sure.
G-rated Disney movie.
Absolutely.
Which is, I love those movies, but this was not that.
Right.
And not to get into it, and we'll get into it a little bit further, but this purposely made a way to not be that movie.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I went to the theaters to see this one.
Okay.
Loved it, but it was like you. Like I liked animated movies. I went to see Toy Story 2 when I was 16 in the theaters. Like I was all over it.
Yeah.
And so this one, I was of course all over because again, I won't rehash what I just said, but Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, you had me there.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was sold.
Yeah.
I was 100% sold. So the top 5 for 2001.
Okay.
I went worldwide just because I thought it was kind of an interesting worldwide year.
I would guess the list is probably not that much different.
It's not that much, but it's a
Yeah.
little bit different. So
Banger year for movies.
I love all of these.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, all of these movies will probably get covered on here at one point.
They are, yeah. That's a Rushmore by itself.
Yes.
I think. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
So Ocean's 11
Okay.
was number 5. I don't know if
Okay.
that was on the list
It was.
that you saw. This was number 4. Shrek was number 4. Number 3 was Monsters, Inc.
Yep.
Number 2, Fellowship of the Ring.
Yep.
And number 1, Harry Potter. The first Harry Potter.
Sorcerer's Stone. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a crazy list.
That's a good retirement plan for
Yes.
just about any of that list.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean that's probably pound for pound, I think the best top 5 that we've done. I really do.
It would be hard to beat.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. The 84 one was good because I had like Gremlins and Karate Kid and stuff.
Sure.
But those were more just like the Way to Our Heart movies.
Yeah, I don't know if they hold the longevity.
They
While
don't.
I love Gremlins.
Right.
Is it Fellowship of the Ring? Probably not.
These
You know
are
what I mean?
all the only one that is not still necessarily in the like mainstream out of that 5 would be maybe Ocean's 11.
Sure.
Now I love that movie.
I did too,
But
actually.
when you talk Shrek, Monsters Inc., Fellowship, and Harry Potter,
Yeah.
like those are still you'll still see those on an Instagram reel any day of the week.
I can say all 4 of those have been played a minimum of 25 times in my house.
Exactly.
Like there's not
exactly.
many movies that I could say have been on repeat like those have.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I did not see. So I saw 3 of those in theaters. I saw Ocean's 11, Shrek, and Lord of the Lord. I wasn't missing any Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have a funny story on that whenever I cover that movie. But anyway, so this movie originally a book. Did you look at any of this stuff?
I did not.
Okay,
I did not.
That's
know
what
it was
I'm here
originally
for.
A book. Okay.
that's what I'm here for.
Educate me. sir.
Yes. So William Steig, I'd never heard of him.
Okay.
Wrote this book in 1990. So it wasn't that long before they actually made it into a movie. Like it wasn't one of those old
Right.
fairy tales or anything like that.
Sure.
But he was a cartoonist for the New Yorker
Okay.
from like the 30s to the 60s. And he wrote Shrek. Now, if you ever want to know, like, I can still do the best of my work at any point in life, he wrote Shrek in his 80s.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that not cool?
That is really cool.
Yeah. And this was his description of Shrek. So, like, the pictures, when I looked it up, Shrek was a little bit uglier. And
Okay.
we'll get to that. And like there was a picture in the book. It was more like a picture book, and Shrek was like riding donkey. So obviously it was a little different than this.
Sure.
But this was his description in the book. His mother was ugly. His father was ugly. But Shrek was uglier than the two of them put together. By the time he toddled, now this is why I wanted to read this. This was interesting. Shrek could spit flame.
Okay.
So different, yeah, superpower Shrek.
Absolutely.
A full 90 yards and vent smoke from either ear. With just a look, he cowed the reptiles in the swamp. Any snake dumb enough to bite him instantly got convulsions and died. Which kind of fits the Shrek that we get, right?
It does.
Right.
It makes him a little more vicious. I
It does.
think.
This one doesn't have as many layers.
No, no.
This is not our same onion Shrek.
This is not onion.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And so the word Shrek
Okay.
means monster in Yiddish.
Well, there you go.
That's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for. And then it's derived from the German word Shrek, which means terror or fright. Again, all this I just thought was random. I just thought like, oh, somebody just thought the word Shrek sounded cool, and they,
100%.
yeah. So that's what I love about doing these. There's always cool things.
Deep cuts with the
Yes. Yeah, these are the deep cuts.
That's it.
And so one other really interesting thing about this, and then we'll get to the directors. This is the first movie that I've covered that was also in another movie that I covered. So this movie was in I Am Legend. Do you remember when Will Smith first?
Yeah, when he's in the movie store.
Not in the movie store. When the woman and that child or the woman and the kid save him, and he wakes up from being stabbed in the leg.
Okay.
He wakes up or not being stabbed in the leg. It was when he went out to go get the vampires. He went to go get them in his truck, and they save him on the dock. That's what it was. Sorry, I had to refresh my memory there.
Gotcha.
And he wakes up, and the kid's watching Shrek,
Okay.
and he starts quoting Donkey.
Yes. Now I remember. I thought it was one of the blockbuster movies. He was going through the stuff,
scene.
but now I remember. Yes.
That scene gets to my heart too. Anytime he goes to the rental store,
Yes.
like, man,
Those were the days.
those were the days. Those were the days. So the director, one of the directors,
Yes.
Andrew Adamson.
Yes.
So I wanted to mention a couple of movies he directed, but I think you had some thoughts on some other movies that he had a hand in, and I'm excited to hear this because I didn't know this.
I do.
So Shrek was his first movie that he directed. Again, co-director with a lady named Vicki Jensen.
Correct.
But he did the first Shrek and the second Shrek, and he also directed a couple of the Narnia movies.
That's correct.
I love the first Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah.
Now I felt like they did go way off path, just
Agreed.
and not necessarily story wise, just in I don't know, the adaptation just wasn't clicking. There was something about it not clicking.
I would agree. For me, I like the first one. I'm
I'm
not.
talking about Narnia.
Yeah, I'm not going to put it down as once a year I'm going to sit down and watch the Narnia trilogy.
right.
I'm just their series. I'm not.
Right.
But I did like the first one. It's not a Lord of the Rings.
No. No.
It definitely would not have made the 2001 top 5.
No,
but it was pretty good.
It wouldn't
right?
even. No, 'cause I think it was 05. I think it was 05 when it.
Yeah,
came
it was a
out.
little later.
Yeah. But you had some thoughts on Andrew Adams.
I did. So he was credited for various parts behind the scenes, but he did some pretty bangers down through here. So he actually started behind the scenes in 1992
Okay.
with Toys. Do you remember Toys?
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. Yeah.
Here's a weird fact. That's the second time Toys has been referenced on this podcast.
Nice.
Who else?
Who else?
That's why I'm such a
Of
weird-
all the
I'm-
Robin Williams movies,
I know.
Toys is
I
the
know.
one that keeps
I know.
coming up.
Yeah.
One that is going to be near and dear to the both of us.
Okay.
Angels in the Outfield.
Great movie.
Phenomenal.
Great movie.
Phenomenal
Yeah.
movie,
Little
right?
Tony Danza action.
He was part of one of my favorite and maybe the worst movie I've ever seen with Batman and Robin and Batman Forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
he needs to. If that is a bad one.
Yeah,
Like,
you
not
went
even-
from left to right there, buddy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it was part of A Time to Kill.
Okay.
And there was several down through there that he had a hand, again, executive producer, whatever the
Right.
case may be, in the background.
Right.
And then Vicky Jensen, his co-director in Shrek, went on to do several movies as well, but Shark Tale and Chicken Run.
Love Shark
I
Tale.
do too. Shark Tale's a great one. Yeah.
Chicken Run's fun too.
It is. It's right there with Narnia for me. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm going to sit down and watch animated movies,
Sure.
it's probably not going to be high on that list, but
Sure.
it was a good movie.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. We went to the drive-in theater to see Chicken Run.
Nice.
Yeah, we took some kid, like neighbor kids or something. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
The last drive-in theater I can remember going to, and I need to take my kids to one because they've never been to one, the Two Towers.
Ooh,
I went and saw at the
was it
drive-in.
the first time you saw the Two Towers?
First time I saw it was at the drive-in.
Oh, that's a bad way to see it.
It is a horrible way to see it, to be honest.
Like,
It may be why it's my least favorite of the three.
Oh, man.
I think we've had this conversation before,
Yeah.
and we could spend an hour on that. But
yeah, that hurts.
I know it is high on your list.
Yeah, it's my favorite one of the three. Two Towers is my number one.
Yeah.
It's got the most action. I also love, and I don't mind going off on a tangent.
Okay.
Down
the rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah. It's also got the most, like, I love all the Sam and Frodo stuff in that one. Like, that you're seeing their bond really get deep in
Sure.
that one. Love the introduction of Gollum as like one of the main characters. Because in the first one he's just barely seen. And then also my favorite on-screen moments are between Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli.
Gimli getting tossed. I knew that's where you were going.
And particularly Legolas and Gimli together.
Sure.
Like, their camaraderie
Yeah.
is like, man, this
Yeah.
is aces. Like,
The,
this is
the
good
count is a nice,
Yes,
nice
yes,
touch.
that's what I mean. Like,
Yes.
I love everything with those two guys. You're good. I love everything with those two guys.
Yeah.
But all right. So the original Shrek,
Okay.
you know who voiced that?
I did not until I researched this.
Yeah.
I had no idea until
Yeah.
prepping this week. But I can absolutely see it.
Yeah. Lay it on him. Lay it on him. Tell him who it was.
So initially, it was, when the screenplay was written, and what I now know is a adaptation of a book, was for Chris Farley, and that he was going to be a little bit more of a bumbling, stumbling Shrek than what we ended up getting with the Scottish version through Mike Myers. But I can totally see it. I
Sure.
think that would be an easy
Sure.
plug and play.
Yeah.
And he would have done a great job at it.
No.
I don't know if obviously it would have been the Shrek we know,
Yeah.
right? But I think it would have been a whole different movie.
Yeah.
But I think it would have worked.
It would have worked. Now I don't mean this might be like a hot take.
Sure.
It would have worked. And when I say I think we're better for it with Mike Myers, that is not anything against Chris Farley.
Sure.
Huge Chris Farley fan.
Sure.
And obviously would much have rather had the last 30 years, 40 years of Chris Farley making movies.
Oh,
and
100%.
him, still being alive and making movies.
Yes.
But as far as this particular movie, I think Mike Myers is like perfect.
Well, I agree.
Because, they recorded it without the Scottish accent. And then they went back and recorded it with the Scottish, because he was like, I want that Scottish accent.
Yeah.
And they had to pay like $5 million
Wow.
to change, because we had to change the animation, had to change things about the way it was spoken.
Right.
And so like that was a big creative choice. He had to beg Spielberg and somebody else for like, let me do it with this Scottish accent, because and the way he came up with that was, I think his mom would read to him, like moms read to us as a kid, read the books,
Sure.
or our parents read to us, and his mom would always do like a British accent.
Nice.
And so he was like, I really want to do a Scottish accent with this character because it's like a fairy tale.
Right.
And so that's how we got the Scottish Shrek, when no one else in the movies speaking in a Scottish accent.
And it does make the difference, right? The right voice. I'm a big audiobook guy. I always have been. My drives back and forth, I rarely listen to anything but audiobooks, but I have a radio adaptation of The Lord of the Rings to
Okay.
play back in.
Okay.
That was on British radio, and there's 10 or 12 actors that play the different parts. It is so much better than any book radio, because it's a voice acted.
Yeah.
It is so good. So
Yeah.
sometimes the voice makes all the difference in the world.
Oh yeah.
But I think I could have done with the Farley Shrek.
I could have done. I heard it. Did you ever go back and listen?
I did listen to part of it. Yeah,
It's good. It's really good.
For the time period and the fact that they were attached to the hip, it would have been the David Spade donkey that would have lost.
Yes.
Me, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because he would have had to have been in there with
Right,
him at that
right.
time. But yeah.
Well, there's actually some, because they did not record these together.
Okay.
There's actually some Chris Farley with Eddie Murphy audio
Nice.
If you go and
I have not heard that.
yeah, you got to go down to the rabbit hole, but you can find it, and it's the cave scene. So
Okay.
it's the outside of the cave when the very first night when they after they rescue Fiona,
Right.
and
They roll the stone away from the cave door. Caught that reference, by the way.
yes, definitely. So she's in the cave, and they're sitting out there talking about all the onions and all that stuff, and so there's a full audio of Chris Farley with Eddie Murphy during that scene. Now again, they could splice that together but it didn't sound as polished. So it was the original 1997, 98 audio. So yeah, you want to check that out. It's cool. It's cool. Now when Spielberg first wanted to produce the movie, like in the early 90s, because this is, DreamWorks is like one of Spielberg's babies. And or the company that made this, sorry. DreamWorks, the company that made this.
Right.
So he wanted to first make it in the early 90s. It was going to be Bill Murray as Shrek and Steve Martin as Donkey.
Oh, no, that would have been nice.
Yes. That would have been really interesting.
43-year-old Barry would have loved Bill Murray and Steve Martin.
Yes,
that would have been great.
So just a couple of things before we get into the movie. Obviously this is a movie that's about fairy tales.
Sure.
And there was a big rumor that I think you pronounce it Jeffrey Katzenberg or Katzenberg.
Okay.
I think it's Katzenberg, but there was a big rumor because he worked at Disney.
Okay.
Left Disney, was one of the founders of DreamWorks. I don't think he left Disney on the best of terms. So he left Disney, is one of the founders of DreamWorks, was the CEO till like 2016. So a lot of this movie was seen as like a right back at you to Disney.
A little bit of a poo-poo, huh?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, a little bit of poo-poo towards Disney.
I got you. Okay.
Which was one of the reasons why they had like Snow White in it. I mean, listen to these, like, they had Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Like I listed out a lot of them. Now, the Three Bears, the Three Little Pigs, Peter Pan.
Yes.
The Three Blind Mice, the Big Bad Wolf, Pied Piper, Gingerbread Man's my favorite.
Oh,
I love it. Love it. Especially as the series goes on.
Yes.
But just a few more and then we'll move on. But Magic Mirror, Robin Hood, and Cinderella. Like there's a ton of, like, not all of those were in Disney movies, but a ton of them were.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at that list.
Yeah.
So, and this whole movie was almost like a anti-Disney formula movie.
You mentioned Robin Hood there. I really loved, they almost went with the Men in Tights Robin Hood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yes, that was so funny.
Good
that was
scene.
Mr. Hood.
Yes,
Yeah. They kind of went with the French.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever heard of a guy named Maurice? And I don't know how to say the name. Maurice Tillet or Tillet?
No.
Okay. So he was a Russian-born wrestler.
Okay.
He was born in 1903. Lived till 1954, so about 50 years old, 51 years old when he passed away.
Okay.
We'll look up some pictures of him after this. Looks a ton like Shrek. And a lot of people say that is what they base Shrek's look off of.
Okay.
And here's a hot take before we get into the movie. I think Shrek should have been uglier.
I could see it. Yeah. I mean, they made him larger,
Yeah.
of course. Like his head is the size of the upper torso of a man in the movie. But he's not the ugliest character. No, I agree with you. Like
not.
They could have scarred him up a couple of warts here and there. Like
they
could have made
yes.
him,
Like I could have gone now. Maybe they just didn't want that unappealing McDonald's toy or something.
Maybe so.
But I could have gone for more like. Have you ever seen Trolls?
Yes.
So you remember the Bergens in the very first?
Yes.
I could have gone for a Shrek that looked a little more like that.
Well, it's like the leprechaun, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of a, because that's what he kept saying was, y'all don't like me because I'm ugly or because of all that. And I'm like, not that bad looking.
Right. Right.
But I don't know. It was just interesting to me. All right. So the movie itself, you had some thoughts on this adult theme and just some dark moments in the very beginning.
100%. So, like I said, when I first saw this at 19 years old and not living my best life, definitely not walking with Christ back then.
Sure.
I did not catch a lot of things.
Right.
Even as when my oldest was born, and it may be on in the background. It's been some years since I've sat down and actually watched Shrek
without having the phone in front of you,
without having the phone or it being on in the bedroom.
Sure.
So I didn't really catch a lot of things, but there are a lot of adult themed innuendo in this movie for sure. So my wife and I took tally. There are 12 curse words in this movie.
Which is crazy.
It's really only 2 repeated, but it's 12 different times that it comes out.
It's not what you want your kids saying.
And I can
No.
vividly remember this being played in like every elementary school. Like, this was got this on in the library, so they'll
Yeah.
watch themselves for the next hour and a half, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And then there's some pretty dark things. I don't know if you want me to get into this now or save it, but
Go ahead. Go ahead.
all right, I had a couple of things that I wrote down. I'll pretty much from the beginning, right there, that opening scene, and you kind
Yeah.
of touched on it a second ago.
Yeah.
Geppetto selling Pinocchio, right?
Yes.
For 20 shillings or whatever it was at the very beginning. I thought, okay, Peter Pan sells Tinkerbell. Like that was, you are really selling.
I'm so glad you're going here. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, and you mentioned Gingy, who is also one of my favorites, especially
Gingy.
in
Not the gumdrop buttons.
Not the gumdrop buttons, but the whole torture scene of Gingy at the beginning is like, man, like, y'all are not pulling any punches here, right?
So that is admittedly one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie.
Yeah,
The whole well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
sure.
But any other thoughts on the darkness of Shrek?
Not necessarily on the darkness,
Yeah.
but there is a lot of, like I said, a lot of innuendo. A couple of times because my Wesley, your number 2 fan,
Yeah.
arguably.
Maybe 1.1.
Well, there you go. They're next door neighbors. We'll
Yeah.
give them credit.
That's
Anyway,
fine. I didn't think about that.
yes, they
Yeah.
are. He asked a couple of times, what did he mean there?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The whole you think he's overcompensating for something part,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, let's just keep going. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm,
But how
mhm.
many kids asked that sort of thing
Right,
back then?
right. Yeah.
And I
But yeah,
never.
and Shrek was the king of like, and Mike Myers, of like the dad jokes,
Sure.
like the corny dad joke. It was funny only if you're not there.
Right.
Like it was funny to watch his joke not land.
Right. Yeah. But there was several of those moments in
Definitely.
this movie that
Definitely.
I hope he don't ask a question about that one.
Sure.
You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's had a different feel to 43-year-old Barry,
Sure.
dad of 2,
Sure.
than it did at 19, but
Sure.
still one of my favorites.
Oh yeah. Well, and the good thing about this one, and to give an endorsement to a company that I give a lot of endorsements to, this one can be vid-angled. So this is one where
Very
you
good.
could go in and cut out certain words. You could even cut out, like they have a section where you can just hit innuendo and cut that out.
Nice.
So if you're ever curious about it, you can email me at themoviepick@aol.com, and I would be glad to walk somebody through how to use VidAngel, because we use it for a ton of stuff. Just because sometimes it's not that I don't know what that means. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially modern TV.
exactly.
You really
Oh,
can't cut on anything
yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
And walk out of the room with
That's why all the movies we're covering are old.
Not,
That's why
not
we're
to get
covering all
off
the
on
old
one of
ones.
your rabbit holes,
Yeah.
but wasn't too long ago, my son was flipping channels and he stopped on Andy Griffith and he said, Dad,
Yeah.
can I watch this? I said, son, you can watch all of this you want to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Please.
Yeah, no
Please sit
filter.
down and
Just,
watch
just
this.
watch it. Yeah, pay attention to this one.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Somewhere David Wilson's got 2 thumbs up.
That's exactly right.
But so the opener of this movie sets the tone perfectly. Like
Yes.
the opening scene, he's sitting there
Yes.
flipping through, and it's funny, but they're letting us know what kind of humor we're in for.
Immediately.
yeah.
When he rips the page out, it is immediately, okay.
Yes, yeah. Walks out of the bathroom. You know what the page got used for.
Yeah, 100%.
And then we even get a little bit of Shrek booty,
Yeah, a little
like
bit.
during the shower scene. So
Yes.
they're giving us brief nudity and all that stuff, like right in the beginning.
And we get it later as well.
Yeah, we do.
Twice
Yeah, we
in
do.
this movie.
Yes, I forgot about that one. Yeah. So Smash Mouth.
Yes.
All right. You had some soundtrack thoughts, but before we get into soundtrack thoughts,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on Smash Mouth, the band? They're the ones that. What was the song they did for this? All Star.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So they have the intro song to the movie.
Yes. I liked Smash Mouth back in the day.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan. Like I can't say I owned the CD.
Yep.
Back then, but I was fully into country music in those days.
Sure.
But I mean, I love that song for
Yeah.
sure. Like All Star's a great song.
Yeah. So you're like, give me some Brooks and Dunn, not Smash
I was
Mouth.
a big Garth fan. I
Big
was,
Garth.
yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Smash Mouth was one of those bands where I feel like I should like them,
Okay.
but I don't. Does that, like, I don't dislike their music,
Sure.
but I've never once threw one of their songs on any playlist. I've never once said, and like, if you look at their similar artists,
Yeah.
like, so I looked last night just because I was curious. So I was looking at like similar artists on Apple Music, and it pulled up like Sugar Ray, Weezer, Spin Doctors. all bands, I'm like, yeah, they got some good ones.
Sure.
When I think of Smash Mouth, I just don't think of it. I think of the movie Can't Hardly Wait because they had a song for that.
Okay.
They Can't Get Enough of You. You know, they had that one. And then they had this, and that's my Smash Mouth
That's about it.
history. But I thought this was interesting. So 2 of their last 3 albums that they've released,
Okay.
they had one come out in 2023, and then one in 2005, and then one in between there. 2 of the last 3 have been Christmas albums.
Okay.
I would have never, I've never thought like, are they becoming like the kings of Christmas in some circle that I don't even know any of their songs, but
that screams we're starving. Let's get.
I know. Yes, yeah. Let's make some money. Let's make some money. That's funny.
Now they open and close the movie, right?
They
Did
do.
not?
I'm a Believer.
Yes.
And I love their version of I'm a Believer.
I really realized, especially last night when I watched it for the
Yeah,
second time this
yeah.
week, just how well Eddie Murphy could sing.
Yeah.
Like, this guy could.
Well, you know he had an album.
I did not know he
Yes.
had an album.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
what's
that's
hit?
on the Amazon list.
Yes, he had one in the 80s, not like Raw, not like Eddie Murphy Raw album, which don't look that one up, anybody.
No.
But no, it was,
You could not vid angel that.
yeah, no. You just have opening, closing credits,
12 minutes.
movie over,
Yeah.
or stand up over.
That's right.
My goodness, well, I'll think of it at some point.
Okay.
He had a song. He had one song that I can picture the music video and everything.
Okay.
It was in the 80s. He had an album where he was singing.
That is great.
So then we meet our guy, Mike Myers.
Yes.
Or no, you had some thoughts on the soundtrack. What about the soundtrack in general before we get to Mike?
Phenomenal. I think from start to finish. I mean, it truly is a great
It is.
soundtrack.
It is.
My first introduction that I can remember to Hallelujah,
Yeah.
which I truly love that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
My wife is going to get real happy and real mad at me here. Going back to what you said a second ago about not being a fan of Smash Mouth. I'm the same way with Smashing Pumpkins. My wife used to love them.
Okay.
I should love them.
Yeah.
They had 17 albums. I'm going to say
Yeah.
a couple of songs are good, but I'm just not a
Yeah.
fan. So
I get it.
anyway,
I get it.
digress onto that.
Yeah.
But was a huge fan of the Monkees as a kid. Grew up with
So
the
that I'm a Believer hit home with you.
loved it. Because
Yeah.
I watched the reruns as
Yeah.
a kid.
That's
I
funny.
loved the show.
That's funny.
Yeah, I did. So that one hit home for sure that they ended on that. And even that, you talked about a minute ago, not wasting a minute. Even that last, like, that's the perfect.
Oh, it's hilarious. They did the
wrap-up.
Macarena. They did so many funny things.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect. And Donkey's one leg
Yes.
dancing. at
Yeah,
the
like the
end.
AC/DC.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yes. But just that really. Even when he referenced "Try a Little Tenderness," they hit.
Donkey had some really good music references.
Truly did, and
Yeah.
they just hit even the background songs. They just hit the nail on the head
Mhm.
almost from start to finish. But
Mhm.
I will say that's where most of the language comes in.
Yeah.
is in
Yeah.
the songs.
Yes. Yes, it was.
But I think all of them were very fitting for the role, for the spot they were in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
The soundtrack played its role very well.
Well, the I'm a Believer to close it out. I mean, I think the opening line is I thought love was just a fairy tale.
Yes.
And so obviously like the whole, not to skip to the end of the movie, but 25 years old.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah. If you haven't watched it by now, you're late to the party.
That's right.
But that was Shrek's whole deal. He didn't think he was ever going to be in love with anybody.
Sure.
And then and most of all, he didn't think anybody would ever love him.
Right.
So like that was a cool, how they came up with that song.
Yeah.
Good job. Whoever picked that song. Like,
Perfect.
Well played.
Yes.
Well played.
Agree.
So our guy, Mike Myers.
Mhm.
What were your thoughts on Mike Myers? Not from Halloween, but not Michael,
Right.
but Mike Myers. What were your thoughts on Mike Myers going into Shrek?
Oh, come on now. I'm a Wayne's World kid.
Yeah, man.
Like, I loved him. What
Yeah,
are you
man.
talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, just you think of Wayne's World, you think of, now correct me if I'm wrong, Austin Powers was before Shrek.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, two of them
Okay.
were. Yeah,
Awesome.
97 and 99. The first
two
two.
of them
Yeah.
are really all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another series that started out real high.
Oh, yeah.
And, okay,
Yeah.
you're getting a little thin here.
Yeah.
But just growing up with Wayne's World, big Dana Carvey fan too. So
Yeah.
I really liked another one. His Man of a Thousand Disguises.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah. Dana Carvey was so perfect as that side character.
He is a Robin
Yeah.
through and through.
He is.
Yes,
I
he
hate that
is.
for him, but he is.
But he
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah.
there's some of those characters that were phenomenal on SNL.
Yeah.
And it just fell flat when they tried to do their own
Yeah.
solo thing.
Oh yeah.
He is unfortunately one of them. His stand-up's really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were talking Mike Myers. So I really loved Mike Myers. I loved his SNL stuff. That was, in my opinion, when SNL was worth watching.
Sure.
It's a little hard to watch these days. It really really is.
Yeah.
Between just the crudeness and the political stances, it's not my cup of tea.
Right.
Back then, I loved it.
Yeah.
So I was a huge Mike Myers fan back in the day for sure.
You know, the reason why Mike Myers, like, he's so interesting.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, like, his Mount Rushmore would be like the easiest Mount Rushmore I've ever done.
Okay.
It would be Shrek. It would be Austin Powers.
Sure.
It would be Wayne's World.
Yeah.
And it would be So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Because just about everything else I actually didn't even like.
Yeah. I'm with
Like Love Guru, Cat in the Hat, and then a bunch of stuff I haven't even seen.
Cat in the Hat was decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, not something I'm
Now
going to sit down and
we'll
go, "That's
disagree on
not
that
good."
one. Like Cat in the Hat, it gets like a huge thumbs down for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but because well, I won't get into Cat in the Hat, but like that's the thing about Mike Myers for me was it was like all in or all out.
Yeah.
Like it was either like, man, this is fantastic, or this is just terrible. And now the things he did great, he's great. Like
Sure.
I mean, there's another Shrek movie coming. Like there's a fifth one on the way.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, the things he did, like Wayne's World, or that's one of my favorite comedies of all time. The first Wayne's World.
Yeah.
But like I thought he would have been like, I would have put him at this point in time, like when Shrek came out. And you
Okay.
think about the movies you'd had from Mike Myers, I would have thought this guy's going to be like a Jim Carrey, an Adam Sandler, a Steve Martin, a John Candy.
Sure.
You know, he's going to be Eddie Murphy. He's going to be up there on that echelon
Yes.
of comedy actors that goes down as one of the legends. I don't think he does now. You see what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, I think he got a little typecast. He's
Yeah.
almost the same character
Yeah.
in everything he does. If
Yeah.
you think about, he's just kind of he's got those. You mentioned it, the dad jokes. That he's
Yeah.
got that one level of comedy,
Yeah.
and if it fits for the movie, he's a great fit.
Yeah.
If it don't, it kind of falls a little flat, right?
Well, and another really interesting thing about him is he never like plays himself.
Okay.
Like if you think about all those parts,
Yeah.
like Wayne is probably the closest. Like Austin Powers, he's got on a wig and the ugly teeth.
Oh yeah.
Shrek, he's obviously it's animated.
Right.
You know, the Love Guru, he wore like the long hair and like Cat in the Hat. I mean, look at that. I mean, like he was in full makeup. Like it was never like he was So I Married an Axe Murderer or Wayne's World was probably the closest to being like just a guy.
Right.
You know, like there's just this normal everyday guy and something funny about him is going to happen.
Sure.
Like everything else was like this outlandish character that's unrealistic.
Right.
Does that?
It does. It kind of reminds me of. It makes me think of like Keith Urban. You hear him sing.
Yeah.
And then you hear a conversation, and it's like this is a total different person.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
this is not you.
Yeah.
Who is this that I'm listening to right now?
Right. Well, and I'm a huge Mike Myers fan.
Sure.
So I don't say any of that to take away
Right.
anything. I love his work.
But the real Mike Myers is totally different than
Well,
what,
that
yeah.
I just thought that like I don't know. I would have just thought a different career. Like I did not see the past 15, 20 years. I did not see that in '01. I would have thought, man, this guy's going to be making because I remember seeing this thing on like E Hollywood True or not one of the E Hollywood True Story, but like a E Hollywood thing where it was talking about like the funniest man in America right now. It was like doing the countdown, and I thought for sure it was either going to be Jim Carrey or Adam Sandler because it was those three left.
Right.
And then they did like Adam Sandler was number 3, Jim Carrey was number 2, and I was like, you got to be kidding! I mean, they had Mike Myers as number 1, like the number 1 funniest man in America.
That's a hot take.
I know, and I was like, really? But they were talking about Austin Powers and Shrek and all this. They were like that he's the funniest guy. He's going to make the funniest movies for the next 20 years. And I was like, that just stuck with me. And then it didn't happen.
Right.
But just I don't know. Just thought that was. I know that was a tangent, but just thought that was interesting.
Let me ask you: without Netflix, does Adam Sandler suffer the same fate?
Well, like we talked about this a little bit on the Big Daddy episode. Post 2011, give me a good Adam Sandler comedy.
Right.
Like if you can name one.
That's why I say that.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
had his heyday, and
He
then
did.
he kind of.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he signed the,
Now, the thing
greatest
is,
deal of
though-
all time with Netflix, but
He did, but he's still like he just was in that Jay Kelly movie with George Clooney. He did the Hustle movie, he did Uncut Gem. So he's still doing some like really good acting and really good movies.
yes,
But his like comedy formula that he was doing forever,
Yeah.
Kind of was finished.
and I think
with-
he realized that, right?
Yeah.
I think he showed the dynamic of his range, to
Right.
where he could play a serious role.
Right. When he's still doing those, but it's just not as good. Like that Hubie Halloween, not a fan. Not a fan of the Hubie Halloween movie
You're a
that
Happy
came out.
Gilmore 2 fan.
No,
You
not
didn't like it?
no, I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I just couldn't get into it.
Okay.
Like it just didn't do it for me. Didn't do it for me. So we leave the swamp.
Yes.
We get to the scene with all the fairy tale creatures,
Yes.
and we meet Donkey.
We meet Donkey.
We meet Donkey. And Eddie Murphy was so like, again, if Mike Myers was the perfect Shrek,
Eddie Murphy was the perfect Donkey.
100%.
I very much think this movie would have fallen a whole lot flatter without Eddie Murphy.
Oh, 1,000%.
For sure.
Yeah.
He may have even stole the movie entirely. And Michael Myers was great in his role. This is an Eddie Murphy movie with Mike Myers in it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No. Donkey would have been everybody's favorite walking out of the theater.
100%.
Like,
yes.
and to Mike Myers' point, or to Shrek's point, Shrek was the main character in the heart of the story, and Eddie Murphy was bringing that special sauce.
Sure.
Like Donkey was bringing the sauce.
Absolutely.
And it was great. But if you look at, so I looked at Eddie Murphy's just 90s, just like his mid 90s to this.
Okay.
It was up and down. Listen to this list: The Vampire in Brooklyn, Stinker.
Yes. I was trying to remember what it was.
That's what I'm saying. Like
100%.
Stinker. Like let's just call it Nutty Professor. Great.
Great movie.
Metro. Stinker.
Okay.
Mulan. He was funny in it, but it wasn't like his movie.
Right.
And then Dr. Dolittle, good movie, fun
Good movie.
family movie. Yeah. Holy Man, stinker.
Don't think I ever saw it.
You're not missing either.
Okay.
And then now Life and Bowfinger are both funny.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, those are funny.
Yes.
And then Nutty Professor 2, and then this. So he was kind of back on the rise, but he had kind of had a weird 90s up and down, and I feel like he kind of needed this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Like to stay in that everybody knows your name
Relevancy.
category. Yes.
Yes.
Like I feel like Shrek didn't put him there.
No.
It just maintained.
It
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it stoked the coals a little bit.
Yes.
It got the flame going again.
Yes.
Because it may have been getting a little low.
It was. It
Yeah,
definitely was.
for sure.
It definitely was. And I love, so like there's a bunch of different types of movies that I love. I love isolation movies, you know, like where the characters like boom by themselves. Like, you know, like they're just stuck, like I Am Legend or something like
Cast
that.
Away.
Yes, Cast. I love that.
Great
love
movie,
that.
Yes.
I love road trip movies,
Okay.
and I love any kind of like unlikely buddy movies.
Okay.
And this movie hits 2 out of 3.
The Odd Couple hit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so like we get, you know, Shrek and Donkey, like you can tell from the beginning in their interactions, like they're gonna end up best friends.
Oh yeah.
But it's gonna take Donkey working on Shrek.
Yeah.
You know. And I just love that.
His blissful ignorance would have
Yes.
to wear him down. And
Yes.
it did.
Yes. And again we get the road trip.
Sure.
You know, they go which the whole thing when all those creatures show up at Shrek Swamp,
Yes.
you know, I love a good crossover. Like I love when a character from this movie shows up over here. So, I mean, I was nerding out, you know, just seeing all that and everything.
Yeah.
But I loved it when you knew that, okay, these two are about to take a road trip.
Oh yeah.
And then they go and they do, which could have been a gladiator reference. They have like the wrestling match.
Yes.
They're at Farquaad's.
Yes.
And so then we meet Farquaad. And I think you had some.
Real quick before we get there.
Yeah, go ahead.
The pull tab for the Dulot introductory
man.
birdhouse thing.
So good.
Classic.
So good.
You know?
And another nod to Disney, It's a Small World After All, is the
Yes,
tune.
that's what I thought of.
Yes.
When you said
So
that.
yeah, what he's talking about when Shrek, and I love that whole scene when they first show up,
Yes.
the Lancelot parking, you know, which is another nod to Disney.
And,
like where
and
they have
the mascot running the
Oh, love the mascot running.
Yes.
He shows up later doing the
Yes,
limbo,
he does
you know, at the
end.
party.
Yes.
But yeah, so you got the mascot running, you got the Lancelot parking lot, you get the inappropriate Shrek joke,
Yes.
you get them walking up and hitting the little thing that plays the song,
Yes.
the Duloc song.
Yeah. Pulling the chain there that plays the Dulot song. And again, there's 100 of them in it, but just that little moment at the end where
Oh,
Eddie
yeah.
Murphy says, "Let's do it again."
Yes. Oh,
Great.
he didn't have a bad line.
No, he truly did not.
Like when I was I had to stop myself from writing down favorite lines
Me
of
too.
his because I was like, I can't just literally type out his whole
Yeah,
dialogue.
there's too many.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
And a lot of them, it was like me and my buddy Beaver when we did Groundhog Day, we talked about this. a lot of the great Bill Murray quotes were not necessarily quotes, it was his reactions to what somebody would do or say.
Yes.
Same thing here.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Murphy's or Donkey's reactions to what the situation was. You're like, I'm the stairmaster. Like,
Yes. I should stay here
yeah,
right now.
yeah. But so you had some thoughts though on Lord Farquaad.
I did. So I am a big fan of I like some B actors sometimes. And
Sure.
I really like John Lithgow.
Yeah.
I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
I loved him as a kid in Harry and the Hendersons. Like that was my
Yeah.
introduction
Sure.
to
But
John
a lot of
Lithgow.
us, for a lot of us, yeah.
But as a middle-aged man now, I can respect him a little more with some of the roles he played. So
Sure.
when I was researching this, I wanted to look into him a little bit more.
I'm glad you did because I didn't. that
Yeah,
much.
Harvard graduate.
Interesting.
Actually served on their board at one point.
Really?
Yes. Believe it or not, he's 80 years old.
You know, that makes sense. I saw him in a show with Jeff Bridges a couple of years ago
Okay.
called The Old Man.
Okay. Fitting role.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And not that he looked it, but he was just starting to look older.
Okay.
You know. And I think he's the next Dumbledore.
I saw that.
Yeah.
These days, you never know what's real that you read
Yeah.
online, right?
Yeah, but
I did see that as well, that
Yeah.
they were casting him to play Dumbledore. And that's
Yeah.
a great fit.
It is.
I like
it is.
I think that'll be a nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you talk about range. He's got a lot.
Oh, he does.
He is.
He does. He can be really funny, really serious.
really
So
serious.
the Old Man show was very serious.
Yeah. Not necessarily a show I would promote as
Sure.
much these days, but
Sure.
back before my faith grew a little stronger, I was a big Dexter fan, and he played a serial killer on Dexter.
Oh, did he really?
And was really this is really creepy
Hmm.
because he is when he wants to be that kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's very believable.
Interesting.
With Lithgow,
Interesting.
for sure. But here's a deep cut for Mr. Mercer. I knew
Yeah.
you'd love this one.
I'm ready.
The role of Fraser Crane was written with him in mind originally.
Really?
Yes. So before Kelsey Grammer, John Lithgow was originally thought to potentially be the first Fraser Crane.
That is interesting. And then there's going to be another connection with those two actors coming up later.
Okay.
I'm not going to spoil that, but yeah.
And I had no idea.
No, you
So
didn't.
look at
You
us
didn't. So
thinking
that's
alike.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah, so he's another one that he did Harry and the Hendersons. He did several things back in the late '80s, and then he kind of fell off a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he did this.
Third Rock from the Sun.
That's
was a
what I was
big
just
show.
getting
Yep.
to, right? And then his career later in life, completely to
Yeah.
your point earlier, you're never too old to
Right.
be successful.
Yeah.
Exploded with Third Rock from the Sun, right?
Yeah.
And that's what modern audiences would know him from now. But I really loved his typecast. The fact that the man is 6'4" and they made him the 4'6" Farquaad in this movie.
My favorite. I don't know what my favorite joke on Farquaad's height is.
Okay.
When he's getting down from the horse.
Oh, 100% when he snaps at the soldiers.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Absolutely.
well, I think the fact that he's tricking Fiona.
Yeah.
Because he's got the extender arms.
Yeah.
And then he takes. I love that.
So I was just saying a short goodbye.
Yes.
He's getting down. Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
Or even when Fiona pushes him down into the cake.
Yes.
Or when Fiona's asking them to describe Farquaad.
Yeah.
They're like, what did they say? Like, men are in short supply.
Yeah, men of his stature in short supply or something.
Yes.
To that
And then
effect,
somebody
yes.
says, and then Donkey says there are those that think little of him or something like that.
Yes.
But those were just some great, and that is Mike Myers humor.
Yes.
Like those two jokes, that is Mike Myers, because that was Austin Powers. Like Austin Powers would make those corny jokes that were like right on the nose, but still make it funny.
Yeah. Better in than out, I always
Oh,
say.
man.
That was Austin
Yes.
Powers 100%.
Yes. Loved Farquaad's intro. We talked about this a little bit. I love the whole torturing Gingy scene and the Muffin Man thing.
Yes.
The whole Muffin Man back and forth. I know Alan Rickman was one of the first choices, or what I think was the first choice for Farquaad.
Okay.
And I can hear that.
Absolutely.
Like that makes 1,000%
It makes him a lot darker.
Yes.
I think.
Turn to page 394.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, going through the movie a little bit, Shrek fights all of Farquaad's men.
Mhm.
Farquaad's men.
Mhm.
Gets some great wrestling.
He did.
Like any WWE fan is enjoying.
Which was in its heyday back
It was.
then. Right?
It was. Yeah.
in every household in the late 90s.
Oh,
so
we
this
have
hits
we have
home.
some friends that would say it's still in its heyday, that it never left. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't agree with them either.
Hot take.
Yeah. I don't agree with them either. But so when they first get to the castle, the animation, or not the castle, the volcano.
Yes.
So one of the things that they had said was the hardest, the animators,
Okay.
the mud and fire. Like they were like, those two things were the hardest to animate.
Especially back then.
Yes.
Sure.
And it took and this movie was, I remember in the theaters thinking, wow. And Toy Story had already been out.
Yeah.
We already had the first 2 Toy Stories.
Sure.
And A Bug's Life and Ants. So we'd already had those movies. And this was the same year as Monsters, Inc. But I saw this before I did Monsters, Inc.
Okay.
And I just remember thinking, this is insane.
Yeah.
Now it looks dated.
Now it looks normal. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for that moment, like it was wow. I mean, and I remember, and if you watch interviews, the actors were saying the same thing. Like they were like, I don't see how they did this. Like, you know, Farquaad's face and like how the beard looked on him or the 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff was just insane.
It's you're right. To me, it's almost that same level as, and we're the same age, so I knew we grew up the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I can vividly remember the first time being an NES kid, watching somebody cut on a Super Nintendo.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
this is a whole new stratosphere, boys
Yeah.
and girls. Like
Yeah.
this is totally different than
Oh, yeah.
anything I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Seeing
this-
Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but this is the same way. The lava popping at the beginning, but
Yes.
totally different than
Yes.
anything you had seen before.
Yes. And them crossing the bridge, all that stuff, like all that stuff. But then we meet Fiona,
Okay.
and we have not even talked about Cameron Diaz at all yet.
Nope.
And this was, you know, again, we talk about how Mike Myers was at the height of his popularity.
Yep.
And Eddie Murphy was kind of not in a bad zone. He was just kind of in this weird zone where this movie really, really helped him.
Sure.
And John Lithgow was, unfortunately, just kind of there.
He was just there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Diaz was kind of on that same stratosphere as Mike Myers
Sure.
at this point. She was at the top of her game.
Yeah.
I mean, she was doing, you know, like she had done The Mask. She had done There's Something About Mary. She had done a ton of movies right before this.
Sure.
That My Best Friend's Wedding, which was one of like Julia Roberts' biggest movies in the 90s.
Absolutely.
And so for Cameron Diaz to be in that, she wasn't the main character, but the fact that she was even there, like everyone knew who she was by this point.
Oh yeah.
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 And so again, that was part of their marketing, just seeing the whole Myers, Murphy, Diaz, Lithgow.
They checked the boxes.
They did.
Let's get some immediately recognizable voices.
Yes.
And their target audience, I would think,
Yeah.
was somewhere in that late teens
Sure.
to late 20s,
Sure.
10-year
Right.
age group.
Yeah.
Who would they want to see?
Yeah.
Like, you
Yes.
know, and
Yes.
to your point, yeah, she was a teenage boys and early 20s men knew exactly who Cameron Diaz was back in those days, for sure.
Yeah. Well, she was a former model.
Sure.
Before The Mask, which, you know, weird thing about that in The Mask, you know, that was her very first movie.
Such a phenomenal movie.
I love that movie. Talk about the Jim Carrey
Love-
mask.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that movie.
Yes. But the weird thing about that is most of the time actors, their first movie is not a starring role.
Sure.
And she went from like no acting credits at all
Right.
to very first movie, she's the second lead.
Yeah.
Like if you think about that movie, you know, the bad guy, I can't remember his name, Peter.
I can see his face. Sunken
Yes.
in
You know, he
cheeks.
just passed away this year.
Just recently.
Yeah. Or last year, I guess now, because we're in 2026. But it's Peter something. But anyway, so she went from no movies at all to being the lead actress in. It was probably a lower budget comedy at the time, but it was huge for her because that was right after Ace Ventura and right when Jim Carrey hit.
Yeah.
Like that was right when Jim Carrey hit, and it was like, this guy's a superstar.
Sure.
He went from the funny guy on In Living Color to superstar,
Right.
like overnight. Ace Ventura was overnight,
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything that was already in the works was like, thank goodness we've got this guy already under contract.
Oh, yeah. Peter
But
Green is his name. Thank you.
Peter
Google.
Green, there we go.
Yes.
Thank you. Good recall.
Yes.
I'm kidding. He looked it up on his phone.
100%.
but so like again, Diaz is at the height of her popularity right
Sure.
here. So and Charlie's Angels, I think, had come out like right before this.
I knew it was close. I didn't know if it was right after this.
Yeah, I think it was right before. I
but
think it came out in
yeah.
2000.
It was close.
So one thing about thinking about Fiona being up in that castle,
Mhm.
what do you think her food situation's like?
I think we're going to the same place because I read this fan theory. Did you read
Did-
any of
no,
the
I
fan
did not.
theories? Okay.
I did not. Go ahead. Cook the
one,
meal.
one of the fan theories here is that Fiona in ogre form fed on the flesh of the fallen knights
Oh my
that came to,
goodness.
and that the cookbook. If you notice
Oh,
the dragon's cookbook on the wall there
yeah.
on the background, that's her recipe she was using to cook the
Oh,
fallen.
I brought up something dark.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to.
So I read
Wow.
that and I thought, wow, okay, that's a
That is
different,
crazy.
that's a different swing. Okay.
That is crazy. I had not thought. I mean, I thought like, how has she survived? And I think they address it in 2 or 3, like how long she was up there.
Sure.
But I try not when I'm doing these movies, I try to do this movie and not do the whole franchise.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So I try not
100%.
to answer other questions by let's just concentrate on talking about this movie and this movie alone.
Yes.
And so I was thinking like, how is she surviving up there? What's the bathroom situation like? What's the food situation like?
Yeah.
What are we doing here to entertain ourselves?
Right.
Did she have like, some playing cards, at least playing some solitaire?
Where did the fresh flowers come from?
That's true. You see what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like you
yes.
start thinking about these things. And the funny thing is nothing in animation is ever on accident.
Right.
Like it can't be a mistake in the background.
Right.
Somebody drew that on purpose.
100%.
Yeah. So after the first night, or the 3 of them together on the way to Duloc. So when they start heading to Duloc, I love it. It's fantastic.
Real quick before you
Go
get
ahead.
there, what do you
Go
think of the whole running from the dragon scene?
Oh, it's so good.
Leaving it was very good.
So
It
good.
was very good.
Yeah.
Dragon had some boundary issues when it came to Donkey. Donkey was very
yeah,
clear of
yeah.
that is my tail.
Yes. Yeah. And
but
yeah, she needed to follow. HR would be coming to see her.
she would have had a conversation on Monday morning.
1,000%.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Should've been like that.
love the scene.
Oh, it's so
for
good.
sure. Thought it was great. The whole, then we skimmed right past it, but the whole forcing Donkey across the bridge,
Oh, love that. Yeah.
to one of my favorite liners in the movie, and I know we're
Yes.
going to get there in a
Yes.
bit, so
Yeah,
I
go
won't
ahead.
mention it
No, no, no.
now. But just that whole scene, I'm looking down, Shrek.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
just classic to me.
Oh yeah.
But I love that whole scene there in the castle. But yeah, go ahead. So we're on our way to Duloc.
No. It's one of the best scenes in the movie
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
It's one of the funniest. I love when Shrek first meets Fiona,
Sure.
and she's like thinking he's Prince Charming and all this stuff, and she like
When-
lays back down.
When he shakes her away.
Oh yeah.
So classic.
Yes, and she's just so taken aback by this ogre.
Yes. Yes.
And then when she realizes he's an ogre, she's like, "Oh, this is wrong."
Right.
And if you can rewind and go back to seeing the movie for the first time, they didn't give us any hints that she was an ogre.
No, and she didn't either. Like she
No.
was almost repulsed by him at
Yes.
the beginning. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of hypocritical.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's such good storytelling.
Sure.
Like, I actually got annoyed. We were watching Prisoner of Azkaban last night, and there was a scene in there. I won't go into detail, but there's a scene in there where, like, the characters know something, and they're just not telling us, and they just keep talking in a way where I'm like, this is only for theatrics.
Yeah.
Like, this is just for theatrics. This doesn't make sense.
Right.
It was, I'll just go and tell you because it makes it easier. Sirius Black, it was when they thought he was a killer.
Mm.
And, Sirius Black is like talking to them, and it's in front of Harry. And he's like, oh, we just need to kill him. I'm like, Sirius, why don't you just tell Harry you're not there to kill him?
Right.
Why don't we nip this in the bud?
Right.
Like the first time you see it, you're like, thinking he might if you ever read the books.
Right.
But the second time, you're like, just go ahead and get to the point, man.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and tell him.
100%.
That's what was cool about this, though, is it's not for theatrics. She's not repulsed to trick us. She's repulsed because she's like, I'm out of the tower. I've got to get somewhere
Yeah.
and fall in love
Yeah.
really quickly before it gets dark.
So I don't look like him.
Yes, I've got to hide
100%.
so nobody sees me in this ogre form.
Yeah.
So it was this internal battle that she was having, like, oh, I got to get away from this.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's not like theatrical trickery.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Now, the first night we see something up with Fiona. She wants to hide.
Yes.
She wants to get away.
Yes.
And then the next morning when she wakes up, I think you had some thoughts on her singing to the little bird.
I did. So I left that one out earlier.
Yeah.
Great scene. Very
Yeah.
funny. Another dark moment there, where she kills the bird with her vocal cords, and then they
Accidental killing.
actually, but then they cook the eggs.
Well, they had to do
They
something
had
with
to
them.
do something for breakfast,
They-
right?
they- well, the-
Couldn't let 'em waste.
they didn't have a mom anymore.
That's right. That's
The,
right.
the eggs had to be used in some way.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's just nature.
Yeah, that's right.
We saw nature happening right there.
Absolutely.
We're learning lessons.
100%.
But I love when they're walking on the road and Fiona burps or Shrek burps.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then of course she burps.
Yeah.
Which is the first moment, and Donkey even says it,
Yeah.
like, she's
She's
just
as nasty as you are.
Yes. But it's that first bonding moment.
Sure.
And how perfect for a Mike Myers movie that the first bonding moment for the male lead and the female lead to be over a burp,
Yes.
to be over gas.
And they actually tied that back into the very beginning. If you go back and watch where they're introducing the characters in the front of the movie, the
Okay.
front credits, whatever you call that. And he's actually in the tub and passes gas, and the fish die, and that's when Cameron Diaz's name comes up.
Ah,
Yeah, when it's
Didn't
her
notice
name
this.
popping up as the
did
gas
not
passing
notice
scene
this.
at the beginning,
Nice.
and then they tie it in later to where they have their first moment was over a burp.
That is good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Nothing happens.
Again, in
unintentionally.
animation, nothing's
Right.
unintentional.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call. But yeah, and then of course we get the classic Mike Myers line. I think he's used in like every role he's ever played.
Better out than in. That's it.
I always
I
say.
always say.
Yeah. So also getting a little further because we got some competitions to get to. Love when Shrek cooks them the weed rat rotisserie,
Yes.
and you can see that he's fallen for her.
Oh, 100%.
And you can see they both like it. From the outside looking in,
Yeah.
we know like Fiona likes Shrek, Shrek likes Fiona. This is a match made in heaven. Like these two are built for each other. Here's the case for Shrek. All right.
Okay.
Here's some things that are impressive about Shrek. So in the beginning, when he was having dinner in his at his swamp, the guy had some impressive table manners.
Yes.
Did you notice this? Like he was eating European style.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't just diving into that food.
He set the table for one.
Set the table for one, even lit a
Yes.
candle using his earwax.
Yes.
Like the guy had some great table manners, and he even mentions right here, that he fixes a mean weed rat stew.
Yes.
So he can hunt because he killed these rats.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can set a nice spread.
Yes.
He can do the table right.
Absolutely.
He can cook.
He can.
He can fight.
He can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, this guy's got it going
It's
on.
the total package.
Yeah. I mean, most eligible bachelor and far, far away is what it sounds like to me.
Got plenty of land. Right.
That's another thing. I mean, I'm looking at his place there and I'm like, this looks like a nice place. This guy's got a good swamp.
Yeah.
He lives in a good area of town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just out in the middle of nowhere.
100%.
And we talked about this. Love when Farquaad shows up to get Fiona.
Yes.
And then we have the classic, like, I always call this the Ben Stiller. I don't know
Okay.
why. I always think of Ben Stiller. Like, Meet the Parents is one of those cringy, misunderstanding movies.
Yes.
Like, everything is a misunderstanding, and it just upsets you the whole time. You're like,
It's a Michael Scott. We're both big
yes,
Office fans.
yes,
It's a long train wreck. Yes.
yes. And so, like, this is that thing of Shrek overhearing Fiona and Donkey talking, thinking that she's calling him hideous when
Yes.
she's talking about herself being hideous because Donkey's just seen her.
Right.
And Donkey's like, I mean, kind of looks like Shrek.
I'm not gonna lie, you are ugly.
Yeah, yes, I love it. I love it. And they did not animate him like a donkey.
Right.
I don't know if you read this. They animated him more like a dog. Like his movements are more dog-like than donkey-like. Yeah.
I can see that.
And that really shows up to me in that scene. Like the way he moves around and everything looks more like a dog than anything.
Sure.
But we get to the wedding. I love the prompts.
Yes.
I love the crowd prompts.
Yes. Yeah.
Like just holding up a sign, applause,
Yeah.
laughter, all
Yeah.
the stuff. Like, and again, it's Farquaad being that guy so far out of touch.
Yeah. Even his little one liner when she said she wants to get married before dark.
Yes. Yes.
Round up an audience, round up some guest lists, whatever. Round up the guests, whatever he said.
Well, the first thing he says, aren't we impatient or what
Yeah.
is it? Yeah. Yeah. Such a guy.
Such a guy.
What a guy. What a guy.
But yeah, I'm with you. The prompts and he
Yeah.
rats out the all.
I love it.
Yeah, great.
Love it.
Okay.
And then we get to the point of the movie, though,
Okay.
when Shrek and Fiona get together.
Yep.
And Fiona stays an ogre.
Yes.
She stays
True love's form.
in true love's form, and she's confused.
Yeah.
Like she thought that she would go back to being, the beautiful redhead.
Sure.
And so she was thinking the whole time, that's what I'm going to go back to being, a human being.
Yeah.
And yeah, because she was so redheaded when she was Fiona or when she was an ogre.
Yes.
But that was the whole point of the movie. She says something about, I thought I'd be beautiful. And Shrek says, well, to me, you are.
Absolutely.
Which, again, with all of the innuendo and all of the adult stuff that they do throw in this movie, which again, thankfully can be vid-angeled.
Sure.
At the heart of the movie is a great story.
Oh, 100%.
And a great moral to, not judging someone off of their looks, especially.
Absolutely.
And so I love that. And that's why I wish they would have made Shrek a little uglier.
Yeah, I agree. And Fiona too, for that matter. I mean,
Yes.
if they're both ogres, they should have been more ogre-ish.
I wanted that Bergen look.
Sure.
I didn't know what I wanted until I saw it 15 years later in the
Yeah.
first Trolls movie. I was like, that's what Shrek should have looked like.
Yeah.
But anyway, any other thoughts on the movie before we get to our swamp games?
The swamp games. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous of the swamp games.
Yeah. You shouldn't be.
It's one of those movies. There are certain movies in life that just stick with you.
Sure.
For me, another one is Joe Dirt
Oh, man.
and Major Payne. Those
Yeah.
are the first two that come to mind that I can probably just about quote the whole movie, especially Major Payne.
Both so good.
It's both phenomenal.
Yeah.
Major
Yeah.
Payne is a rite of passage with my
Yeah.
children,
Yeah.
for sure.
Sit down here with Dad.
Yeah.
Sit down here with Dad.
This is another one of those where there is just so many one-liners that they're half of Farquaad's lines are afterthought. Like the scene's already moving on, and he throws out this zinger in the background, right?
Yes.
Like you've got your 5 or 6 that everybody remembers, but if you really go back and watch it twice in a week, like we have,
right.
You truly catch all those little subliminal one-liners in the background. They're just so good.
Oh yeah, when you sit down with a movie like this,
Yes,
and you've got your notepad in
you
hand,
dissect it. Yes.
yeah, and you're paying attention to every single thing. You notice all these things,
Yeah.
and you actually notice how smart these people are that put this together.
100%.
Like these little details that are what make movies great or not great.
Absolutely.
Like the little things that are in it. Like again, if you miscast Donkey,
Right.
if Donkey is not Eddie Murphy, we're not talking about Shrek.
No.
And there's not 3 other Shrek movies. There's not a Shrek musical that's been on Broadway. And there's not a 5th Shrek that's on the way.
And the Christmas special.
Yes.
Yes.
All the stuff.
100%.
Halloween special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So,
toy line. You think of the money, the cash cow this has been. You're exactly right.
yeah. Yeah. Like if you miscast that one part, I mean, and I'm not going to go so far as to say if Myers doesn't do the Scottish accent,
Right.
we probably still, but we don't get the same.
No.
It's different.
It is different.
Because there's something cool about the Scottish accent that he does.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I had some praises for Lithgow. You could recast that role.
It'd be tough though. Now
It would be tough.
Yeah,
Alan
yeah.
Rickman would be good at it.
Yeah.
To me, the easiest to recast would be Cameron Diaz. I think
unfortunately,
Unfortunately, I think she was kind of overshadowed a little bit in this movie.
Right.
When she really could have shined.
Right.
But there is no recasting Eddie Murphy.
No,
He
not at all.
made this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think we would have been fine with Chris Farley.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, even though everything I said at the top, I think we got the better version with Mike Myers. I think we would have been just fine, and we probably would have still gotten sequels and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think without Eddie Murphy.
No, I agree with you completely.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else in that role do we get the same thing.
Yeah.
And you look at the top guys from that moment, the Jim Carreys, the Adam Sandlers, all that stuff. No, they're not Donkey.
No, they're not.
They're not bringing the same heat
They are not.
that Murphy brought. Going with that.
Okay.
And we can do this 2 different ways.
All right.
This is your world. I'm just living in it.
Okay.
So we can either do most usable quote. We're going to the swamp games.
Okay.
Most usable quote or favorite quote.
Oh, let's do both.
Yeah, you can do both. All right. So I've got a list here.
Okay.
Because you definitely need some Tic Tacs or something. Because your breath stinks. I love it. Yes. Love that line.
Yes.
I like that boulder.
That's a nice boulder.
That is a nice boulder.
Yes.
We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning,
I'm cooking waffles.
Yes.
Yes.
And this one's like a personal one. Not the buttons, not the gumdrop buttons. Love that. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. Man, you got to warn somebody before you crack one off.
I had my mouth open and everything.
Love it. That'll do, Donkey. That'll do.
Yeah.
You cut me deep, Shrek. You cut me real deep.
Cut me real
There's, I mean, and then better out than in, I always say.
Yes.
Yeah. So those, you may have some more.
You hit.
I almost ran out of letters on the topping.
Yeah. I mean, again, there are so many.
Just to let you know, this is the biggest amount of quotes I've ever had for one movie to be in a competition.
And you left out a dozen.
I know.
I mean, you truly did.
Yeah, but go ahead. I mean, tell me what you got.
So I had the same ones. I really love his brutal honesty when she's talking about being ugly.
Yeah.
He said, "You're not ugly." Well, I'm not gonna lie, you are ugly. But that one makes me laugh every time.
Yes.
To me, the most usable. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. I still say that sometimes.
Yeah.
It's it's a play off of that'll do, pig.
Yeah.
But it's still just a classic
From Babe.
From Babe.
Just a couple of years before that, like 5 or 6 years before this. Yeah.
Every so often you'll hear the ogres have layers.
Yeah.
For sure. So I think my most usable is that'll do, donkey. That'll do. My favorite is when he's talking to who would live there. And he says, "That's my house."
Yes.
I really like that boulder. That's a nice boulder.
Yes.
That is, that double back of let me pull my hoof back out of my mouth.
Right.
Is my favorite quote.
That's funny. You might have some experience with that, right? Like I'm feeling like that one hit home.
I may have stuck a foot in my mouth a time or two in my life. Yes.
That is funny. So I'm with you on the what was it? That'll do, donkey. That's the most usable.
The most usable. Sure.
That is the most usable. Like you can say that to anybody.
Yeah.
Any time when they do something good, that'll do.
Yeah.
But my favorite, and my former Sunday school teacher used to say this all the time and just crack up laughing every time he said it, is I had my mouth open and everything. Like, anytime somebody would fart or something, like he would say that.
Yeah.
Like he would, say like, "Oh, had my mouth open and everything." Because we would do like ski trips and everything. It'd be just us guys in the room. And he would say it, and he would say it like it was the first time he ever heard it too.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah.
So I love that one. That's probably my favorite quote.
Yeah.
But then that'll do, donkey is the most usable.
What I did have written down here, we'll call it honorable mention.
Yeah,
is,
I love a good honorable mention.
When he's got the arrow in his butt and she sends him out to get rid of donkey with the blue flower, red thorns, and he's blue flower, red thorns, blue flower, red thorns. Man, this would be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind.
Yes.
That's such a great. And of course he gets one. But they're just those little one-liners make this movie so good.
Well, and I heard an interview with Murphy. I don't know if it was a recent one or an older one, but either way, it still fits because, like right now they're working on 5.
Yeah.
And he said that doing donkey gives him a headache every time because he does it. And I've heard Tom Hanks say this about playing Woody. It like kills his abs. Like he says it feels like a full ab workout because he's speaking in such a high-pitched voice.
And it feels like he's like forcing the words out.
Yes.
Everything he says is donkey.
Yes.
I could definitely see
And
that.
so he said that like, it's just, and when you see interviews with Eddie Murphy, we think of like loudmouth, big Eddie Murphy. Like that's what we think of.
Sure.
Like that's a lot of the characters.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a lot of the characters he plays are those larger than life characters.
Sure.
And really energetic characters. When you see an interview with the guy, he's actually very mellow and very understated, which is opposite of what he normally plays.
Sure.
So it would fit that he would say, "Man, that gives me a headache."
Yeah.
To play that part.
It's exhausting.
Yes,
Sure.
it exhausts him. Yes.
100%.
All right. Favorite green creature. All right. I got a list here for you.
Okay.
Got a list. We obviously got Shrek.
Yeah.
We got the Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
We got Mike Wazowski.
Okay.
We got the Grinch.
Ooh.
Or one more. We got Yoda.
Oh, you talk about a Rushmore.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. We're not here to make things easy.
Are we talking Jim Carrey Grinch, or are we talking
whatever Grinch
old
you
school
want?
Dr. Seuss?
There are no rules here.
Okay. I had my front runner in mind, and then you threw Yoda on the back end, and that's a oof.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with
Jared. Thought of that one today. I asked them if they could think of another one.
Okay.
Jared thought of that one. Yeah. So you can thank him for making it hard for you.
I will go with Yoda.
Okay.
For quotability, if nothing else. But immediately when you said it, the Incredible Hulk, of course thought of the scene where he's bashing Loki into the ground.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Classic. I love that scene.
Yes.
For
Yes.
sure. But I'm gonna go with Yoda. I think Yoda would be my favorite green character out of that lot.
And there's not a bad out of the 5.
There is not a single bad one out of
Yeah.
that 5.
Yeah, there's not a bad out of the 5.
No.
I'm going to have to go with the Hulk. Just 'cause I'm
Okay.
such a Marvel fan.
Sure.
Got to go with the Hulk on this one, but they're all 5 awesome. Love
Yeah.
all 5 of those. I mean, like, again, we've talked about Shrek a ton.
Sure.
Jim Carrey's Grinch was great.
Oh,
The
yes.
Benedict Cumberbatch Grinch was great.
Yeah.
The 60s Grinch is great.
They're all great.
Yeah.
But Jim Carrey just brought that extra
He did.
little
He did.
Jim Carrey-ness to
See,
it,
to
right?
me, he did what I felt like Mike Myers couldn't do with Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
He did that with the Grinch.
Yeah.
Like, to me, Jim Carrey was on that verge of like being the dark character in the Grinch and what he was supposed to be.
Sure.
The Cat in the Hat was like kind of creepy. You know, like I was like, hey, yeah, this guy's kind of a creeper.
Should you be hanging out with kids?
Yes,
Yeah,
like,
100%.
like, you go away, man.
Yeah.
All right. So here's another one for you.
Okay.
And you hit on this earlier, and I was super pumped when you started saying this.
Okay.
So you write your autobiography, okay?
All right.
And you have to pick an actor to read it, and he's going to be your audiobook.
He's going to be my...
He's going to be your audiobook reader. I've got a list here, and you can think of any others. You're
Okay.
welcome to think of any others. John Lithgow, obviously. That's where
Okay.
I'm getting this from.
Okay.
Kelsey Grammer. That's why it was funny that you said that about Kelsey Grammer earlier.
And Fraser.
Yes. So John Lithgow, read your book. Great voice. Just
Yeah.
great voice.
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer, read your book. Morgan Freeman
Okay.
or Patrick Warburton. And to refresh your memory on Patrick Warburton, he was Putty on Seinfeld.
Yes. Okay.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
do.
I'm blanking on. He was also Kronk in Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah. No, Putty painted his face for the...
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Has
Yeah.
just a great
Yes.
great voice.
Yes.
Great voice. So one of those 4 guys or anyone you can think of to read your autobiography.
So, I don't think I'm serious enough for a Morgan Freeman. I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm the comic relief at most times. That's
Sure.
where that's the niche I've given myself.
Yeah.
Enough.
You've done a good job with it.
Thank you. Putty would be good, right?
Putty would be really
Putty
good.
would be really
He'd be
good.
really good.
I like that one.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So you're going with Patrick Warburton.
I think I am. I
Yeah.
think when you first said the topic before you gave me the list, I was thinking of Bill Murray, maybe.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Would
But
be
you see
great.
what I'm going for with this.
Yes.
Like that good voice. That
yes.
good reading
the
voice.
good reading
Yeah.
voice. And
Yeah.
I think I will go with, yeah,
And there's probably plenty of others that I will think of later.
sure.
But I'm going with Kelsey Grammer.
Okay.
That guy just, I mean, he's got this bite that's funny.
Yeah.
You know, like, but just so well spoken.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, man, is this guy a Harvard grad? You know, like,
Right.
what's going on with this guy? What's this guy's
Perfectly
background?
typecast
Yes.
for the roles
He
plays.
definitely was.
Yes,
Definitely
absolutely.
was. All right. Most impressive Shrek moment. Not the movie Shrek, but character Shrek.
Okay.
So taking out Farquaad's men
Okay.
in the gladiator ring.
Yeah.
Rescuing Donkey from the dragon,
Okay.
which is why I didn't go that far into that then. I knew that was going to come up later, but great scene.
Yeah.
And his table manners,
Okay.
or being able to fix the rotisserie weed rat.
They said make a great tartar stew.
Yes.
I'm going to go with I'm actually going to throw you an audible. I'm going to add you an extra one.
Dude, that's what we're here for.
The first thing that came to my mind was one of the first scenes where the villagers come with the pitchforks and torches.
Yeah.
And he snakes up behind them and scares
Yes.
them off, and he didn't have to touch anybody.
Right.
That's the part where you run. Showed his dominance without having to be too over the top.
Sure,
He never
sure.
really got into violence until he was forced to
Yeah.
by Farquaad, right?
Yeah.
Like he just said, "Shoot, y'all go
Very,
away."
very tender-footed ogre.
Very
like he snuck.
tender-footed,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with my most impressive thing about Shrek is his way of handling the adversity of everybody just trying to get in his bubble, and he
Yeah.
just wanted to live in his bubble.
This became a TED Talk.
It did. It really did. But he didn't have to be mean. He
Yeah.
just had to threaten a little, and
Yes.
they went about their ways.
That's good.
I'm going to throw you a curveball there. That's what I'm going
That's awesome. That's what we want, are curveballs. I'm going with the dinner setting table
Okay.
just because I can't cook.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, like Tia will tell you.
I burn water. I'm right there with you.
Yes, like I can't cook. So the whole fact that he had the like the wax candle, all this stuff, like again, eating your wouldn't expect that out of Shrek.
Yeah.
The European style of the fork in the left, the right with the knife, all that stuff. I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
Shrek's got some good table manners here.
It's sophisticated.
That's the right word. That's the right word. All right. Favorite meta reference.
Okay.
And so that means like referencing another movie or
Sure.
just anything like in pop culture.
Yep.
So the Duloc song,
Okay.
just like It's a Small World After All.
Absolutely.
Fiona singing to the birds like Snow White.
Like Snow White.
And then it explodes.
Yes.
The dragon picking up Farquaad is just like the first dinosaur or the first T-Rex attack in Jurassic Park when he picks up the guy off the toilet.
Oh, I never put the two.
I mean, like it is drawn. Again, animation is not on accident.
Yeah, 'cause he comes right through the roof.
Yep,
Yeah.
and he even like picks him up again. So like even does the like double take.
Yeah.
And then Fiona's Matrix kick is not the one I'm laughing at. I saw this one, it made me laugh again.
She stops and flips
Love
the
that.
hair out of her face.
Yes, the Fiona Matrix kick.
Yes.
Which was the most on the nose in that moment because the Matrix had come out 2 years prior to this. It was like massive.
Yeah, with the camera arc, like
yes,
there was no denying exactly what they
when
were
it
going
froze. I think that was even in the trailer. Like
Yeah.
that's probably one of the ways they advertised it.
Yeah.
And then the last one, the Gingy, God bless us everyone. He walks up at the end. Love that, which is a Christmas Carol reference.
Yes.
So, and you may have others because I have a whole list that I want to go through really quick after this.
Okay.
Of other movie references, just because I want them to get touched on.
Sure.
But so, what's your favorite out of those, or another one that you think of?
All right, so I'll give you both. I think my favorite out of those, is probably Gingy.
Yeah.
With his candy cane cane at the end with one leg sewed back on.
So good.
But when you initially said it, the Macarena at the end, where Robin Hood's men are all doing the Macarena,
yes,
was a pretty good reference because that was heyday Macarena back then, right? But again, it's just like the one-liners. There's so many pop culture references in this movie,
and they go even further. Like, and again, we're not going to go into the sequels,
sure,
but they go even further in the sequels of. Especially the second one is like all over movie references.
Yeah.
Like it is like all over it. And I'd be glad to cover the second one at some point.
Right.
It's so good. And then Gingy and Pinocchio get bigger parts.
Yes.
And get great parts in those movies.
The three little pigs get a lot bigger part in the second one, too,
They do. They're funny.
Yeah,
they're funny. The side characters it's almost like The Office, where at first it was all about Michael and the main core.
Right.
And then by the season 8 is when it became about the whole cast.
Yeah.
I'd have to go. I mean, I love all these, or I wouldn't have even put them in the main 5.
Sure.
But I got to go with the Duloc song.
Okay.
It's hilarious. And it's the whole scene. It's the whole package.
Yes.
It's
Donkey's face as it's going.
Donkey's face.
Yes.
Let's do that again.
Yes.
And it's the song itself.
Yes.
And ends with a little bit of an innuendo there, which is very Nacho Libre-esque. But, all right. So some of the other movie references, I just wanted to cover these because there's so many.
Okay.
So Fiona's a reference to Sleeping Beauty.
Yep.
Okay. Some of them are on the nose, but some of them are a little hidden. The opening with the book is like a reference to Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty because those open up that way. When Shrek mentioned, now this one I would not have picked up on if it wasn't for watching YouTube. Like I was watching things just like, so when Shrek mentions being chased with pitchforks and Fiona hiding in a windmill, that's probably a reference to Frankenstein, like the original 30s Frankenstein.
Okay.
When he gets chased up into a windmill.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. Like we mentioned, the tournament could be a nod to Gladiator.
Sure.
Great
movie. Phenomenal movie.
Yeah. That'll Do Donkey. We talked about that.
Yes.
Babe reference. Would not have picked up on this. The bridge collapse.
Okay.
Temple of Doom. Remember when the bridge collapses and they're hanging there and the guy's trying to get into his heart, get into his chest to get his heart out.
Yes.
So that was a reference to that when the bridge collapses and Shrek and Donkey and Fiona are hanging there.
Yeah. Which is another scene I didn't understand when watching it last night. When the dragon, even though she was chained, flew out, she wasn't that far from them. Like,
yeah.
Could she not have just roasted them right where they were?
Well, and she eventually got away too.
Right, but didn't get the chain off. She gets away, but
Yes.
the chain's still around her neck.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, that was interesting. And how, she quickly forgave Donkey.
Oh, yeah.
Very forgiving woman.
Yes, she was.
That's not very woman-like. And we'll just leave it at that before I get in trouble. She was quick to forgive.
Her dragon side did not come out.
No, she was very quick to forgive him for literally leaving her there.
Yeah.
And then the Fiona transformation at the end was like Beauty and the Beast.
Sure.
The Beast transforms. The coolest one though, and this was like probably an emotional one for them. The air quote by Shrek. Like Shrek does an air quote at some point in the movie. I can't remember exactly what he's saying. Was a reference to the guy with the van down by the river, the Chris Farley.
Nice.
Since Chris Farley did the original voice and passed away before he could finish it.
Very good.
So that was the air quote was a nod to Chris Farley. Thought that was cool. So the next time you watch it and you notice the air quote, Chris Farley nod. Now we are at the penultimate animated movies from 2000. Now this was hard.
This was extremely difficult.
Yes. So to let y'all know what we chose, there's every movie. There's a ton of different Mount Rushmores you can do. We could have done Eddie Murphy, and we would have had to do like the PG-13 or less Eddie Murphys, which only gave us like 2 movies. To pick.
Absolutely, I was going to say that's a much harder list.
It is. So we could have done Mike Myers. Like I said, his was kind of a layup. To me, his was way too easy.
Yeah.
I like for them to be difficult. I like to make us think. So this is the animated movie Mount Rushmore from 2000 to 2009.
Yes.
So a full decade's worth of animated movies.
Yes.
Right when animation changed.
Yes.
So I will let you go first.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So for anybody listening, it is a who's who as far as the movies that came out in that 10-year span.
Yeah.
If you can think of an animated movie, it was probably during that period. It is quite difficult. My list is different. I can already guarantee you my list is probably different than yours.
Sure.
My list is different than what it would have been 20 years ago.
And it may change 5 years from now.
Being a dad has changed me on this list. And
Yeah.
I will say I did involve my oldest son is a cave dweller, so he never comes out of his bedroom. But my 10-year-old and my wife definitely had some input on this
Good.
list. So this is a little bit of a
This
collective.
this is a family pick.
This is the Fisher family list for
Yeah.
sure. I was pretty torn with a couple of these. So I'm going to start off with 3 that I have with honorable mentions, and I think you're going to be shocked.
That's great. No, I love it.
This is in no order for these 3, for sure. My family are huge fans of Robots.
But Robots is great.
Loved it.
Yeah.
That is a movie that for about a 2-year period was on at least twice a week in our house.
Yeah.
My son loved it. Just a greatly animated movie. The Incredibles.
But so before you move on from Robots,
Sure.
I want to let you finish on Robots before.
Yeah.
Robin Williams
Yes.
is so good in that movie.
Yeah.
So good in that. Like, I know he was a great actor, and I'm so glad that we got like Mrs. Doubtfire, and we got all these movies that he's just great in. But I wish he would have done like an animated movie every 2 years.
Yeah.
Because he was every time he did one, he was A+.
Yeah.
Like he carried that movie.
Talk about range.
Yeah.
Now that man had some range.
And I always thought it would have been so cool to see him in particular, to see a Robin Williams movie where he played like every single animated voice.
Ooh.
Every single voice.
Yeah.
Maybe not a huge amount of characters,
Yeah.
but I could just see it. He could have played the males, the females. He could have done it all.
Absolutely.
Like he was just that good.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I had to hit on that for just a second.
you're good. My number 2, and again, this is in no order of honorable mentions here. My number 2 was Incredibles. Loved it.
Yeah.
Especially the first one.
Sure.
So good.
Yeah.
And then my third one, and you may kick me under the table here, Monsters, Inc. did not make my top 4.
That's okay.
Great movie.
That is okay.
But it's up there,
Yeah.
but it's not in my top 4. So starting with 4.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda.
Great.
Absolute legendary.
Skadoosh.
movie. Just a classic
So good.
movie. So good.
Yeah.
Shrek is 3rd.
Yeah.
On my list.
Yeah.
Number 2, I truly now, of course, I was a dad by this time.
Yeah.
When I really sat down and started watching it, but still really love Finding Nemo.
Oh, it's so good.
Such a good movie. It
So
is
good.
very, very good.
Yeah.
Pulls on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Number 1 for me, and this is where I think we will differ, My oldest was enamored with Cars.
Yeah.
We watched it every single
Love
day.
Cars.
So good.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I am not in the slightest an Owen Wilson fan.
Oh, okay.
Owen Wilson
Yeah.
and Taylor Swift are two people that I just cannot get behind.
You just lost Katie just then.
Just
you know
then,
that.
sorry, Katie.
Yeah.
She knows where I park my truck. I need to be careful.
Yeah.
Um,
Be careful. You're treading lightly right here. Let's just stick with
we'll
Owen
stick
Wilson.
with Owen, yeah. But I just could not. But that movie, love it from start to finish. That's another one that is, to me, perfect length.
Oh,
It's
no,
not
I
too
love
long,
Cars.
it's not too
Did I
short.
say on one of them that I didn't like Cars?
No, I just don't think it made it high on your. Was it your Pixar list that
Yeah.
it didn't make it as high as I thought?
Cars 2 definitely does not.
No, I agree with you on that.
Cars 2 is terrible.
But Cars 1 is a
Yeah.
classic
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
So that's my Rushmore is Kung Fu Panda, Shrek, Finding Nemo, and Cars.
That's a great Rushmore.
Yeah.
It's a great Rushmore. So I'll give you, here are my outside looking in.
Okay.
Okay. In no particular order.
Sure.
I love the first Ice Age.
Okay.
The first Ice Age was
Great.
really good.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Just so funny. I love John Leguizamo as the
Yes.
sloth. Like he was just so good.
Yes.
The Simpsons movie.
And that one took me because I literally made this list and I looked back and said, did the Simpsons movie really not even make an honorable mention?
Yeah.
May have waited a little late to make it,
Sure.
in my opinion.
Sure.
But such a good movie.
Yeah. So fun.
So
So
funny,
fun. The
yeah.
spider pig, like when you had him on the ceiling.
100%,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wally.
Very good.
Wally's up there. And
Yeah.
again, these are the ones that did not make it.
Sure.
Now this is where it got tough for me to leave this one off. Up. I left Up off of my anime. Now that's how good this decade is. Because if anybody's listening to this, knows I love the movie Up.
Yeah.
Like I love that movie.
Talk about pulling the heartstrings.
Oh, the first 10 minutes
Oh,
are
brutal.
Yeah.
Yes.
like I don't even like to talk about them. Jim Carrey's Christmas Carol.
Okay.
That one. And it's mainly because it sticks so close. I listened last year to the audiobook of A Christmas Carol.
Okay.
Actually read by Tim Curry. You were talking about, and Tim Curry did the narration of it. So good.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
recommended to me by a friend and client that was like, hey, you need to check this out.
Okay.
Monsters versus Aliens. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
I did.
So funny.
Yes.
And ridiculous cast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they had like Reese Witherspoon, John Krasinski,
Yeah.
Rainn Wilson. Who else was it? Seth Rogen, Will Arnett. Like that movie was insane on
Yes.
the cast as far as just funny people. Like there's just
Yeah.
so many funny people in this movie.
Yeah.
And then Nemo is on the outside looking in. Like that was my
Nemo didn't make your top 4.
Nemo didn't make the cut.
Wow.
I know it was hard. It was honestly hard.
Okay.
Now Ratatouille made the list.
Okay.
Ratatouille is up there for me on any Pixar list.
Yeah.
Huge Ratatouille guy.
Yeah. Good.
So this is my Mount Rushmore now. Ratatouille. We're in sync on a lot of these. Kung Fu Panda
Okay.
made my Rushmore. Shrek made my Rushmore. And the last one, in no particular order. And this one is, again, like you mentioned, Cars, because your son.
Yeah.
Because what? Monsters Inc. will always hold that special
Yeah. I
spot
know.
for me because we watched it so much. Like when he was 2-3 years old, when my son was,
Sure.
when Jared was like 2 or 3, it was one of those, like we were so thankful to buy Monsters University.
Yeah.
So we could see a different version. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of watching this.
Right.
And you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I 100% do.
Yeah, so I almost had that movie memorized.
So for the listeners, we've both given 6, 7. I had 7. I think you had 7
Yeah.
too. Of our Rushmore and the outside looking ins. We have not mentioned Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Great movie.
Bolt, which I really thought was underrated.
So good.
I liked
so
it.
good. I went to
did.
theater to see that one.
Happy Feet. You talk about a great Robin
Yeah.
Williams movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Oh, that movie was
Yeah, it
great.
Yeah.
And Madagascar,
So I had that and I was like, that's just too many. Like I've got too many now, you know?
which really speaks to the decade, right?
It does.
They hit so many
Because
out of the
Madagascar,
park home runs in this decade with animation,
And-
for sure.
and I was thankful that Toy Story 3 was in 2010.
Yeah.
And so was How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah,
So I didn't even have to think about
You
that.
didn't
I was
even
like,
have to
this
try
is
to
this is hard. This is hard enough
yeah,
to narrow it down to these 4.
yeah.
Um,
I almost put in Madagascar
yeah.
simply for Smile and Wave, boys.
Yeah.
Smile and Wave. It's one of my favorite.
The penguins are great. And
They're
there's a
so
reason they got their own movie.
Oh,
Kind of like,
100%.
and I'll tell you another one I was glad was not in this decade was Despicable Me. I mean,
Another
that's
phenomenal.
yes, that's what I mean. Like that
phenomenal
would have been
movie.
where does that fit in? So, any other Shrek thoughts before we wrap up?
Absolute classic. I
Yeah,
think it carved the way for an entire generation of movies.
yeah, agreed.
Again, I think the few negatives I had, while they were negligible, most of the language was in the songs.
Yeah, yeah,
Most of the humor, there was a little bit of crude humor in it, but I think it was their target audience. I
sure.
don't think they ever meant for this movie to be for the 7-year-old in the second grade.
I don't either.
Like, I don't think that
I
was
don't
their
either. Yeah,
that's where we took it, right?
Right,
Like, it
right.
played in schools all across the country.
exactly,
Still does.
exactly.
But I don't know if that's originally who they were targeting. I
Sure.
think they were targeting the SNL crowd, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was it. But one of my all-time favorites. This
Oh,
movie
yeah.
is so good. I mean, I dressed up as Shrek for Halloween.
And
honestly.
that was what. So when I knew I wanted to get you on an episode,
Sure.
and we hadn't talked about what movie or any of that stuff. And when you were dressed up as Shrek at Halloween, I was like, well, I know I want to do Shrek. And I don't know if he's just dressed up as Shrek because it's funny or because he loves Shrek, but I'm going to find out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glad you picked this one for me. I do appreciate it.
It was a fun one. It was a fun
Great.
one. No,
Absolutely.
any other thoughts before we wrap up?
Not really.
Okay.
I think it's one of those movies you look back and think that movie was perfectly
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
The writing on this was top notch.
Oh, yeah.
The soundtrack on this was top notch.
Mhm.
There was no stinkers. There was
No.
not that one character that, while I said that Cameron Diaz could be the easiestly replaced,
Yeah.
she did a phenomenal job as
Yeah.
Fiona. Like, there wasn't that one
Yeah.
character that I could have done without.
Right.
I love them all.
Oh, yeah.
Even the magic mirror. The
We
hooded
didn't even mention.
the
So funny.
hooded guy that did Farquaad's right hand man,
Yes.
his
Yes.
enforcer.
Yes.
The 3 levels back, the guy's guiding the witches into land in
Yes.
the swamp. Like, there wasn't a character out of place in this movie that
Well,
wasn't
and
perfect.
like you said, so many little jokes
Yes.
that I could go back. I've watched it probably 2.5 times this week.
Yeah.
And I could go back and watch it again and catch a joke that I missed
100%.
because there's so many hidden jokes in the background. I didn't catch the menu thing like you were talking about, or the recipe book.
You let me into one when we were sitting here that I never caught it on.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
just-
Like, yeah.
100%.
There's so many little things in this movie, which is what makes it great.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Barry. Thank you for doing this one with me.
Thank you for having me.
And everybody, thank you for listening. God bless us, everyone.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to bump us up in the algorithms. You can send my dad any suggestions of movies you'd like for him to cover at themoviepick@aol.com. Thank you for listening.